In this video, I'm going to showcase you 3 mistakes you could be doing in your lean bulking, and also to explain the changes that I'm going to be making inside my plan moving forward. Now, as you know, I've been going on for about 2 weeks now, getting ready for summer, right? We're still lean bulking. We're still trying to grow as much as we can until the end of April. But within a few weeks, I'm going to kind of make new adjustments and also to kind of experiment a new thing, as long with experimenting, as you guys saw from last time, getting ready for the summer shred, was I was way below my calories. So the first change is I'm decreasing my protein by 47 grams. Originally, I was having between like 250, 257 grams of protein. I'm gonna be dropping it down to about 203 to 210. And the reason is because I've been one of those guys who, been always just 1 gram of protein per lean body weight. I've been doing that for so long. And this also kind of gives my stomach a break, because my stomach doesn't have to go through all the process of digestion, especially with the amount of foods that I'll be eating. So it kind of gives me a break from my stomach. But also too is when we're bulking, we don't need that much protein, just because, we're eating tons of food along with that. And, we can maximize the carbs a little bit better, supply, make us look fuller, also to get the energy for the performance. So that's also another reason too, is I can start to eat more carbs. I can utilize that to keep growing inside the gym, because again, I don't really need that much protein. Now, when we go into cut, again, I'll showcase you down the road, but that's when we need more protein, because, a lot of times when we get in the cut, that's when we need the protein to be spared. So that's the shift with the protein. Again, new experiment. Again, I've always been a guy that's always been doing like 1 gram per pound. Now I'm going to be dropping about 0.8 of a gram so per body weight. So that's going to be a new experiment. And also with that being said, the calories are going to be shifted. So for this week, my calories are going to be dropped a little bit by like 250 calories. So upper days are going to be 39.26 from 41.48. Lower days be 42.20 from 44.91. And then my cheat days will be about 24.46 from 26.36. So I'm not so much going to be in a calorie deficit so much per se, but this would kind of give me a week to kind of integrate into this new system, and also to kind of let my body just kind of recalibrate in a way, kind of see how I feel leaning towards the end of the week. Now everything does feel good. I will increase my calories back up to my original numbers, and that could be just from fats or extra carbs. But again, I won't know until the end of the week. It could take a week or take 2. But again, that's a whole trial and error. You just have to kind of see and experiment as your body goes on. Now, that is it for the updates of my changes in my plan. So just recap you on that. Again, I'm decreasing my protein. Again, it's a new experiment for me. Just kind of see, do I grow faster? Do I not grow faster? Do I stay the same? Again, it's all trial and error for myself, and especially with the lean bulking. Is the amount of protein, very beneficial if you go lower as opposed to go higher. And again, shifting my calories. Now, the 3 mistakes a lot of people make inside the lean bulk, and again, this is what I used to do before when I was getting ready for competitions, or just going on through my journey. And my own experience is chasing numbers. When we try to lean bulk, or when we try to quote unquote call bulking, is we're chasing number, right? It's like, oh, we try to gain 20 pounds. For me, at the time, I was always trying to gain a 250 to 255 from being 240. So, I'll try to gain about 15, 20 pounds, while I'm currently bulking. And sometimes chasing numbers is not the ideal way for you to do so, because it can jeopardize your body composition. Most of the times when you try and bulk, you try and maintain a lean composition, but also too, as you currently continue on, you want to put back as much lean tissue as you can while still staying lean. The overall rule of thumb is, if you're bulking and you don't see your abs, you're doing it wrong. So take into consideration for the next time you want to go bulking, or you're bulking, you don't see your abs, you might have to recalibrate your diet, because again, you want to stay lean. So when you do go back in a cut, it doesn't have to be such a drastic cut, and you can still eat more foods when you're cutting. The second mistake, having too many cheat days. I know in my past experience, I've done like 2 or 3 cheat days, or cheat meals, excuse me, per week. And again too, I was just chasing numbers, so I didn't really care about calories so much. I was just trying to get food, chasing the number. So I would have 2 or 3 cheat meals per week. And that's another thing too. Sometimes quality over quantity, you don't want to have such a quantity amounts of food that you're trying to chase a number where, again, you don't look good, you don't feel good, you're gonna be like lethargic. So you want to make sure that you have quality types of foods. And if you saw the cheat meals, the cheat meal I had with a piece and wings, I only do that 1 time a week now. So 6 days of the week, I stay clean, I stay to my plan throughout the entire week. So when I do go out and have that cheat meal that one day, I really don't care what I get. I really don't care how much calories I'm consuming from that type of food, because I know at the end of the day, I'm eating clean 6 days of the week, and that one day is kind of like a nice little reset, because my body's been so used to it for 6 days. So when that one day is kind of like recalibrating to the point where it's like I'm just having a cheat meal, it starts to kind of pull it faster. You know, it starts to soak up that food a little bit quicker because it's something different and it doesn't want to be inside the system. So it's kind of cleaning out at the same time. That's why it's always good to have a good refeed. But again, not doing it every single day or like 2 or 3 times of the week, once, maybe twice a week. Again, based on your plan and how your journey is going, is actually beneficial for you. Last, another one is heavy on protein. Again, just for what I kind of explained. You know, a lot of times, you know, we get information, we kind of see like we gotta do 1 gram per pound body weight, or, you know, when we see bodybuilders do it, we try to get like 300 grams of protein. Again, at the end of the day, having more protein is not gonna help you build more faster. Having that much of protein is not gonna help you kind of recover faster. It's gonna kind of, you know, there's only gonna be a certain amount of protein that your body's gonna need, and then it's just gonna dump the rest in the tank. So those extra calories that you just kind of wasting, you could use that for carbs or other sources that can actually help more beneficial to, again, increase that muscle tissue over time. So again, that's my experience, being heavy on protein. Again, sometimes you don't necessarily need as much as you think. And then last one is you just don't know how to use the carbs correctly. A lot of times, again, kind of ties back into the cheat days. It's like you think you get a good amount of carbs from the cheat days, but again, at the same time, it's like depends on what the carbs you get. It's not necessarily gonna be the most fueling thing. If it's gonna be always processed junk food, yeah, more times than 10, it's like, yeah, you could get a little bit of recovery, but again, the performance is not gonna be as great as you hope so. So getting good carbs from your whole foods, again, like rice, oats, mostly I just eat rice myself. Like I like having rice pre and post workout, because one, it's just quick and easy to digest, and two, you can get a good amount of carbs for, you know, a little less of a quantity. So that's my great carb source. And also too is like understand how you utilize it between like your workouts. You want to prioritize heavy carb loads around your workouts. Why? Because again, that's where you're gonna burn most of the energy, is by the performance, by, you know, strength training. So you want to understand is like, all right, like if you're gonna have like a, you know, a good amount of carbs, is utilize it for pre-workout and then utilize it for post-workout. Because again, pre-workout is gonna help you gain the energy, help you have a better performance. Post-workout is gonna help you recover faster. It helps you recover better from all the, you know, again, restore the energy that you depleted inside the session. And for me, I'm having like, you know, close to 700 grams of carbs. So it's like you gotta find that sweet spot for yourself and understand how to, you know, utilize it correctly. So when you go into your workouts, you know, you can feel good, but also too, know you utilize some carbs the right way as opposed to the wrong way. And when you go into cheat meals, you know, if you have like carbs, you know, about like 500, let's say if I'm having 700 grams of carbs just from Whole Foods, and then let's just say I have like 500 grams of carbs just from like a cheat meal, my body is able to process that because it's been so used to it with the highest standard of carbs that no matter what, if it's lower, it doesn't matter because it's just gonna burn right through it because it's not as much as what I've been consuming. So that's it. That's pretty much the mistakes people make in the lean bulking. Again, the chase the number on the scale versus opposed to what the body composition is. They have too many cheat days as opposed to being, you know, very realistic and very aligned to what they're trying to achieve. Again, heavy on protein, I made the same mistakes. That's why I'm kind of, again, trying a new experiment. See if, you know, again, if it does increase more tissue, if it doesn't. And then last one, don't know how to use the carbs. Again, prioritize your carbs around the workouts. Again, makes you feel better, makes you have better performance, and can just keep pushing numbers inside the gym. And then other than that, that's all I have for you guys for today. Again, that's the update. That's the mistakes in lean bulking. So, but I woke up at 243. So we're still staying lean. You know, we're still packing on some tissue. Again, we got about 2.5 more months till the end of April, and that's when we're gonna shift the directions. So we're looking good so far. Again, I'm excited to try this new experiment. I'm excited to see where this direction takes me. And also too, I'm kind of excited, like if this does go well, I can just keep pushing more carbs heavy and heavy over time. So we'll just have to see as time goes on. But that is it for the update, and that is it for the mistakes. Other than that, if you guys are staying tuned, you guys want to get ready for summer, you guys are in the right place, follow along for the journey. And other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next update.